I think this bike is awesome. It's super light, super playful. My last bike, you know, it was aluminum. It was a little heavier, but it was still about the same travel. Still on the same wheels. I loved that bike, really did. Just wanted to try something new. Yeah, I am extremely impressed with GT and what they've come up with for this bike. Great choice on the Part Spec GT. I really liked it. I like how they went with a front triangle that's carbon and the rear alloy to keep the cost a little lower. Plus, it's kind of the best of both worlds in my opinion. Factory suspension, I mean, all the adjustments that it has, it's awesome. Haven't really spent a lot of time dialing it in yet, but I can tell it's already going to be amazing. I'm really happy that they just chose to go full on with the suspension. GX derailleur with the EXO cassette, which it does shift beautifully. I wouldn't necessarily go with an EXO derailleur. I'd probably go with an EXO shifter, if anything. But besides that, the the wheel set stands, what I had on the last bike, I love them. I think they're great. They hold up. New thing for me were the G2 RSC brakes, which I think are actually really phenomenal. Great for, you know, enduro park bike. I love having that contact adjustment. I think any SRAM brake with that adjustment makes it the better of the brakes. And the fabric saddle, GT bars and everything. I mean, Spank bars and GT stems. Haven't really changed anything like that at the cockpit. It all feels pretty good. I actually have the same stock grips right now, and they're actually a really soft, tacky grip. This is supposed to be like GT's enduro bike, and obviously they have the 29er version of this now, but I don't really throw it in that category. I'd probably put this more in like an all-mountain category. I got this bike probably about a month ago, so I don't really have a lot of time on it, but it's absolutely, so far, totally what I was looking for. A playful park bike that you can also pedal around, maybe do an enduro race or two this year. So we'll see how that goes. But I'm really excited for how it's gonna feel at Highland. I can already tell it's so much more playful than any bike I've actually had. The suspension, having it so progressive like it is, it just makes it want to pop off everything. I definitely recommend this for a number of people. People who want to do some enduro races. Obviously this is the GT's enduro bike, but definitely if you want to ride the bike park or even hit some local trails. If you're an aggressive rider and really like to jump and hammer on a bike, this bike is probably one of the best options for you, and it's very affordable. Coming in at this build for about $5,200, that's actually pretty impressive for GT to get a bike of this caliber so low. For the smaller wheels, I was not expecting it to hold speed as well as it did. I definitely don't have to throw in nearly as many pedals as previous bikes that I've owned, so that's definitely a plus in my opinion. Other than that though, when I'm at like just random rocks, you know, like rock rolls and stuff, I see why Hans Ray and a lot of guys who did trials, whatever, really like this bike. It does have that characteristic a little bit, and I thought that was pretty funny, and it makes the trail a little bit different. I'm opening my eyes to new options really.